Alright, today is May 2nd, 2020. Sorry if I'm a little bit shinier red, I just kind of got out of the shower. This is going to be BeeGee's vlog 26. I got a nice new BeeGee's hat. It actually looks pretty good considering what the logo is supposed to look like. It looks almost identical to it, and it was pretty difficult to make because Vistaprint wouldn't let me upload a multicolored logo, so I had to make those separately and kind of looks really good actually. So this is just going to kind of be a quick update. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of video and my computer broke. Apparently my hard drive was corrupted. We took it to some place in Pennsylvania to have them see if they could extract it. They're working on it. It's going to be a process. It's going to be expensive, but if I can get that video, then I'll use it. But I'm just going to do this just to quickly sum up everything. If you've been following, I published a book last summer, The Illuminator, which was the first of a series. It has since been pulled from the shelves, just like my first book, so I technically am a two-time unpublished author. Woo! The issues with the book, I'm sorry if this is backwards. I'm filming right to YouTube and I don't know if it'll flip for me. My camera does it, but I don't know if YouTube will do it, so I apologize. For one thing, she looks like an anime Barbie doll. If you look closely in her hair, that little thing, that's part of her shoulder from the original picture, because she was wearing like a black shirt, and I was like, I don't want her wearing a black shirt. She's supposed to be the god of light. I want as much light as possible. They also gave her like leather boots and shit, and like skin tight jeans, and she also doesn't look like a model. I wrote a very realistic character, not like that. Apart from that, there was a number of grammatical errors and spelling errors and stuff, which I totally get. And the editing was not great by them, and I used a real publisher this time. Like the first time I self-published, I hired an editor. The editor didn't do a very good job. This time I went with a real company. Well, I'm going to get to that in a second. But I contacted a publisher, and they didn't charge me anything. The only thing I paid for was my copies of the book. And they were like $8 each or something like that. I got a pretty good deal. So they had uploaded their version onto Amazon where it was published. I was finding mistakes and I was contacting them and they were fixing them little by little. And at one point, like the person I was emailing got mad and she said that it's costing us a lot of money to keep uploading your book. Like, make up your mind or whatever. And I was like, what do you mean it's costing you money? Like, it's free. I've done Amazon before. It's free. It's not great, but it's free. Excuse me. And they apparently, the gist of what they told me is that they don't actually publish books. They just upload your manuscript to Amazon, and then they keep a percentage of the royalties for doing that, because they hire people to upload for them. Because the old lady that was doing it for me didn't know how to do it. And I totally get someone being older and not knowing how to use a computer that well and not knowing how to use Amazon. But if you're calling yourself a book publisher, you should learn how to do that. Pretty sure it took me maybe 3 hours to upload, and that was only because I was trying to format. The first time I did it with War of the Wands back a few years ago. But it's extremely simple. It's very user-friendly. And they're not really a publisher. Like, I'm not going to say their name or anything, but if you have a copy of the book or you have the link to the book, feel free to go and look at who claimed to publish it. I'm all sorry. So, it was just kind of a shit show. And, I mean, the Illuminator, it's supposed to be like a light symbol. It's in the middle of the R and the O. It's supposed to be in the middle of the O. Like, my picture didn't look like that. There's just a lot of shit that they did that's just not great. And the main thing is that they didn't want to fix it. And they were also, like, really strict about certain things. So, quick non-spoiler, there's a scene where someone brings a gun into the school, and the Illuminator saves the day. She stops him. And they told me that we can't have that because it's breaking the rules. Like, what fucking rules? It's my book. Like, I'm not trying to sell this to kids. I don't want this in like elementary school libraries and shit. But it's my book. That's what happens. It's not just in there for shits and giggles. There's an important reason why that happens. And it... Just stupid shit like that. Like, I'll have fucking cut people's heads off if I want to. It'll just up the level of who's allowed to read it. I don't care. So, there's that. We're still in lockdown. I left my job. I had a temporary job. I was only there for 2 weeks because it was like, I was a home shopper, so I would essentially go around the store. I was at a grocery store, and I would like just fill out people's lists. Like people would give me, I'd get a computerized list, and I would have to, look at the paper, and they want this. Oh, okay, we don't have any. Fuck. Like, so that was kind of a nightmare. And also walking around was very painful because I was doing it for 8 hours. We got a 10-minute break in 8 hours. It was really shitty, and it just kind of hurt my feet, and not for me. But I'm looking into maybe getting Walmart part-time. Maybe Home Depot, maybe Staples. I've been trying a few different places. Being unemployed sucks, but I've been selling some jerseys, which is good. People are spending their stimulus checks. A lot of younger people have been buying shit from me with their stimulus checks, which I am just fine with. Alright, damn, this video ran too long. That's kind of it. So, my book didn't really work out. I made, I think, $3.20 or something like that. They sent me a check for the one book they sold. So I'm not cashing it. I'm going to keep it because it's the first time I've ever gotten a check for a book. Amazon sold more than that, and I got money from Amazon. But the publisher personally sold one copy of my book. And I told them, hey, maybe if my front didn't have an anime Barbie doll on it, it would have sold more copies. But when I re-release the Illuminator, I'm going to change the name of it, of the subtitle, Awakening of the Seal, to be something different. And also, I didn't make this cover. This is not the cover that I made. The cover that I made would not have looked this shitty. Alright. That is all. Thank you.